In the Middle East, Haratz, I'll put it up tomorrow. Netanyahu, I'm inside his head. He's very upset with my use of the word protectorate or client state or vassal state. He says that they're not, and they're a free partner, but people over there talking to Qatar, which is the Muslim Brotherhood, and Erdoğan, who's going to be the security force in Gaza, and the United States team of Jared and Witkoff and Marco, Senator Secretary of State's over there, and the Vice President and others are dealing directly with the new it's a Palestinian state. I hope the evangelicals are writing this down. I hope the Israel First and Tel Aviv Levant. Take your number 2 person and write that down. That's a proto-Palestinian state. And Marco went over there today and just said, hey, there is no further development of the West Bank, and the West Bank's not going to be annexed by Israel, full stop. And we don't care what the Knesset says, because the Knesset tried to embarrass JD the other day and voted, to do it. People are not listening, and they need to listen. The Israel First crowd and the evangelicals that back the Israel First crowd, you guys brought this on. Oh, Bannon's so hard. He's so tough. He's so mean. Well, I'm just giving you the facts the way they is. This greater Israel project of Netanyahu blew up in his face by the president of these United States. And now you got what you got. And, they're saying, hey, Hamas has got to, Hamas is a minor player here. Erdoğan, the Egyptians, the UAE, the Saudis, the people are going to provide the troops. Qatar are going to be writing big checks. And look, I got no love lost for Qatar. I think Qatar is the railhead of the Muslim Brotherhood. But hey, I'm just some schmendrick yelling into a microphone. But we got a problem over there. And part of the problem is there's many people that don't. Look, President Trump has a vision of how this is going to work. Jared Kushner did the Abraham Accords. It's kind of more of a business deal and diplomatic deal. His work to date, that's kind of the template. And the president's saying, hey, here's what we're going to do. So if you want to go do it on your own, then do it on your own. When I say do it on your own, no money, no arms, no nothing. If you're going to do it, Israel First crowd and the Greater Israel Project, which is, I believe, destroyed Israel. And this is why now you have to go to a 3-state solution. And one of those states has to be, wait for it, the Christian state of Jerusalem. We need a Christian state in the Holy Land. You just need it. Make sure 20, 25 years, 30 years from now, everything's kind of sorted. Because you got the Muslims are going to have their deal, and they got it. You got 2 million Palestinians. You got Qatar writing tens or hundreds of billions of dollars of checks for redevelopment. You got Turkey as security guarantee. Netanyahu said when JD was there, well, I got to think about Turkey. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah, call this guy named Trump at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Put a call into him. Get his thoughts on that. Erdoğan is the head of the security force with Egyptian troops and UAE troops and maybe Saudi troops. We've unwound in 2 months what has been in place 100 years ago when General Allenby and Lawrence of Arabia blew up through Jerusalem to Damascus and drove the Ottoman Empire out of the Middle East, out of that part of it, and drove them out of Syria, drove them out of Israel, Palestine, drove them out of Egypt, drove them out of, I shouldn't say Egypt, the British had that, drove them out of Jordan, Transjordan, Iraq, in the Saudi Peninsula, Sinai and the Saudi Peninsula, that they have been in for, I don't know, 500 or 600 years. The Ottomans played the long game. Anyway, much more on that tomorrow.